How's it going today, guys? I'm here today with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch. I have a few cards that I've been looking at that I wanted to share with you guys. The first card is Pot of Desires, Ultimate Rare, coming out of OTS Tournament Pack 11. We've talked about this card for like a couple of times throughout the last couple of weeks. Right now, a light play sitting around 90, and then near mints around 100, and then quickly bottoms out to 115. I know when I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, near mint was 89 solid for a couple of pages. And then if you look at the second page, it goes all the way to $250 towards the bottom, or 200 now at the bottom of the second page. I would pick these up for the light plays or near mints for 100 while you can. I think this card's going to do a pretty big price spike. I think that it might get bought out to probably around 200 and then come back down to like 150, but I don't think that you're going to have the opportunity to get this card for $100 for very long. So I look at picking these up if you can. The next card I wanted to go over is Lightning Storm, Secret Rare Ignition Assault. I was able to pick up 2 copies of these. I just got them in today. I had 2 copies a while ago, and then I sold them I think like 5 months ago, 5-6 months ago, because I was anticipating it getting reprinted. And I sold it for, I think, for $100 each. And then I just picked these back up for first edition near mint, around $53 a piece. And now it's already spiked back up because it didn't get reprinted in the 10s. I think the near mint first edition is now around 70 if you count the shipping. 1 second, I'm getting a call. Sorry about that, guys. But I would keep your eye on this. If you can get a near mint first edition for somebody for around 55 to 60, I'd say go for it. Just because it might not get reprinted for a long time. But of course, if you see it slated for another reprint, just sell it and then pick it back up. But I don't foresee that happening. I don't think that they would put it in maximum gold. There's a chance, and I mean like a far chance, that it might be put in Brothers of Legend, but I doubt it. The next card I wanted to go over is Ultimate Rare Super Poly. This card's down a good bit, just because it hasn't seen play in like a few months, maybe even a format ago. But it was up around 120 to 130, and now it's back down to around 85, 87. I would pick this card up just because we're getting ready to start a new format, and it's pretty typical to see Invoke Shadal do really well right out the gate, just because people are trying to figure out how to play their decks. I know Tri Brigade's going to have to figure out what they're going to do since they only have 1 tanky. It's still going to be a powerful deck, and I think they'll probably settle on either playing more hand traps, Cross-Lock Designator, or what I would personally play would be Pot of Prosperity, just because you can still dig and get to your the cards that you need. And I don't think that you really don't need 15 cards in your extra deck. I think you can easily pay the 3-card cost to dig for your fractal. So I think that's probably what they would settle on. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe they just want to play more traps. I'm not sure. I think I used to play Tri Brigade right when the deck came out. I think I picked up fractals for like $3 a piece on the opening weekend. And I played that deck for 4 months, and by the time it became tier 1, I was already so tired of the deck that I just sold it. But I did sell my fractals for around $32 a piece, I think. So I'm happy with that. But I'm probably going to pick the deck up now that it's going to be really cheap just to have. I think it's a super cool deck. The next card I have to go over is Effect Failure. I know people have been asking other YouTubers like what version to pick up right now, and unfortunately now is not the best time to pick one up, just because it's seeing a lot of play and almost all of them are bought out. We can look over a couple of copies, but honestly right now, if you want a nice looking version that you're not going to break the bank, I would say go for the super rare. Just because this hasn't like risen too crazy. I think it's usually around $2.50 to $3, and right now you can get a near mint for around $3.50 to $4. Bottoms out to around $5, and that's not too bad. I think this is a really nice looking version. If you look at the original print ultra rare, which is what I was recommending people to get before this got like started seeing play, got bought out. I got a playset of the lightly played first edition, I think, for $10. And now if you look at the unlimbs, it's about $12.50. So it's already the unlimited's already more than what I paid for the first editions. And I think I even listed up one first edition on here because I actually have an ultimate rare. So I usually only play one or two copies of Effect Veiler if I am playing it. So I usually play one ulti and one of the ultra rares. But right now, the lowest lightly played first edition is going to be around $20. And then bottoms out to $30, which is my listing actually. So yeah, and I don't think there's very many more copies of it. So one for 100. So I don't think anybody is going to want to pay $100 for an ultra rare. But we can also look at the higher rarity ones, and like the rest of them, I just wouldn't recommend picking those up right now, especially the ultimate rare, just because there's only 8 listings left, and this has been bought out to hell. I picked it up. I think I just got a I can't remember if it was a lightly played or near mint, but it's in really good condition. But it was like $95. This was like at the very beginning of the year, like right after the stimulus checks dropped. I figured I would go get one. But now lightly played unlimited, it's $220, and then a near mint, and I only like to count the gold star sellers, is $300. Which is crazy. I think if I was going to sell mine, I'd probably sell it as lightly played, just because I don't want anybody to get upset if it's not exactly how they like it. And I know it's also because it's $300. If I was paying $300, I'd want it in absolute perfect condition. So I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, I over doubled my money on that, but there'd be no way I could sell it unless I could sell it for around 300, just because it's probably one of my favorite cards. The next card I want to go over is Dimensional Barrier. There's 2 secret rare versions that you can look at picking up. This one's the Mega 10 from 2017, and it's around $2. Let's see, yeah, around $2 for a lightly played first edition, and then a near mint is going to be around $3. This card's extremely good, and I would look at picking up one of these versions, get a playset or 2. Just because you never know if this is going to see play. I could definitely see it like starting to see some play, just depending on the meta. There's not really a whole lot of ways to deal with this card, but you definitely need a deck that where it can really cripple it. Whereas I don't know that this is specifically good against any like tier 1 decks right now. But the original version is around $5 for unlim. And then I think the first ed is actually up a little bit. I think it's around like $9. More expensive. So it went up actually. 15. Oh wow. So it has gone up, because the last time I looked at it was like $7 or $8. So yeah, I wouldn't pick up the $15 first ed then, because I don't think this card's gonna double in price. But I do think that if you just get like an unlim or get a mega pack version, I think the mega pack version could easily be $6-7. But I don't think there's very many versions. I think there's just these 2 secret rares, an ultra rare from Dual Devastator, which I mean is Dual Devastator, so it's easy to come across, and then there's 2 commons, but you don't want to play with the common, get the secret rare. Other than that, that's all the cards I have to go over today. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and comment down below some cards that you're looking at or you have picked up in the last couple of weeks. Thank you.